What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with our Tales of Crestoria video. So, if you pay attention to Twitter, they teased last night the next upcoming units that would be coming to the game once the Zelos and Sophie banner leaves, and we are getting our next seasonal banner. Once again, for characters who already have SSRs in the game. I guess it's just easier for them to do it model-wise. Do a second version, because if you really think about it, just starting off from the beginning, Earhart got a second variant, relatively soon after her release. Yuri got a second variant, and then these are the next ones that are getting them, which are Rita and Kohaku. So you take a look here, we have this kind of like NEKO outfit, Rita, and we have this MAID Kohaku, which we're going to be going over here. Let's just show the artwork real quick. See, she's in her little cat suit, because she doesn't like dogs. She's more of a cat person. As well as the Kohaku over here, serving drinks and cake and stuff like that. Oh, wait, fire? Huh, that's interesting. We had been given... I had heard information that Kohaku was going to be, wind, and I thought it would be weird that they were doubling up. But I guess the information I heard was wrong. So, this is actually a pretty decent banner then. Earth and fire. We haven't had a fire unit, I believe, since the game came out. The general pool of the starting banner, I think. Yeah, no, we haven't. All the units that have come out since the game came out, besides the starting banner, have been other elements. Alright, so let's take a look. So the banner drops on August 31st, so the last day of the month, and it goes until September 16th, so it's taking half the month. So let's see what's actually going to go. So I pretty much kind of figured out how their normal method of doing things is going to be. It's going to be kind of like Tales of the Rays, where, the beginning of the month will be a 2-character banner, and then we'll get an EX banner somewhere in the middle of the month. And then in the second half of the month, we will get a second banner. So figure we get 5 SSRs a month, unless there's some kind of special like story banner that they do, or some special raid-up banner. But I think this is what the normal kind of method is going to be. Excuse me. But enough about that. Let's go over what these units are going to do. So Rita, Kitty Cat Waitress. 10,000 HP, 1,800 attack, 700 defense. Her Memoria skill is 56% damage to Earth allies' Mystic Arts. So that's pretty good. So whoever has it equipped, if they're an Earth unit, their Mystic Art gets a power boost. And let's take a look at her. So let's say, okay, so 22,000 HP, 2,600 attack, 3,400 defense. So, she's, we'll have to look at her arts, but 32,000 HP total. Her attack is pretty solid, 4,400. And then her defense is 4,100. So she's not great for HP, but if you factor in her Memoria, she's pretty good attack and defense-wise. So HP is just where she's kind of suffering. And if you max dupe her out, her skill is Lend a Paw, 8% attack to all allies, and 4% chance Earth allies cooldown of arts to reset after use. So that's a pretty low percentage, but hey, if you hit it, that's pretty nice. Okay, so this is what I was expecting. Both her 2 arts have a secondary effect. I was going to say, her stats aren't like super crazy. So I figured she had to have something here. Okay, so her Mystic Art is called Apocalypse. Because purring, it's a cat, it's funny. 150% damage, which is not good at all. 8 hits, but it attacks all enemies. So that's why, that kind of matters there. Blade Roll is another all-enemy attack, but 110% damage and 3 hits. The additional effect is 40% chance to cast Debilitated on all enemies for 3 turns. So that's not too bad. And then Ivy Rush, 120%, 6 hits, 1 enemy. Additional effect is to cast Poison on 1 enemy for 3 turns. So, definitely a, not really debuffer, but a, I don't know what you would even call it. Someone that adds an added effect, but that's what she is. Definitely not a super... It's weird, too, because her attack is actually pretty solid. for 4,400 isn't awful, but then her arts just don't have the percentage to kind of back that up. So she's not that great overall for an Earth unit. She does seem still a little more on the defensive side, which Earth seems to be a lot of. You know, Lloyd, Vague are pretty defensive. I think Cress is pretty balanced. And those are all the ones that I have. But let's take a look at Kohaku, who is fire. So if you need a fire unit, this is actually going to be great for you. So her Memoria Stone, 19,000 HP, 1,000 attack, and 600 defense. And the Memoria skill is 27% HP to fire allies. So that's going to give her even more of a boost. So we'll factor that in when we look at her health overall. So her health overall, you have the 24/6 to the, oh wow, so 43,000. Plus you add basically 30% on to that. So she's going to be hitting, you know, around like over 50,000 HP. That's not bad. Her attack is 4,600 and her defense is 2,800. So she's lacking in the defense department, but her HP and attack, or especially her HP, is going to be amazing. But definitely an HP unit for sure. And if you have another fire unit, if you're like not using her for whatever reason, maybe you have the other Kohaku on your team, you can always use this Memoria on a different fire unit if you want more HP. Oh, she's a healer. She has a nice heal. Oh, I mean, it's not crazy, but our first fire healer unit. So her Mystic Art is Soaring Hollyhock Kick. 380% damage, 4 hits, 1 enemy. So that makes sense because it's not an attack all thing, so it's going to be pretty powerful. Divine Saber is her first art, which is 110%, 27 hits, 1 enemy. Additional effect, 100% chance to decrease defense of 1 enemy by 10% for 2 turns. So debuffer there. And then she has Healing Circle, which will restore 20% HP to all allies, which is actually pretty good. I don't know what I wish they showed the turn cooldown here. But I guess we'll just have to wait to see when she's actually released. But she's a pretty solid fire unit. Honestly, if I was not broke, I might actually try to go for her. But I think for now, I'm going to skip, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 banners and just stockpile to let some of these units get in the general pool. And then try my luck again, because this last banner was just not fun. 12 multis and only 2 SSRs was not a lot of fun. So definitely taking a break from summoning for a bit. But yeah, so we have our first fire healer SSR, which is very, very nice to have. And then Rita's not awful, but she's not great. But yeah, I mean, if these are characters you want to pull for, then definitely go for it. They don't have any news. Let me back out and recheck real quick. Yeah, they don't have news for the event yet. They usually tease the event the night that they put this. So like in an hour or two on Twitter, they'll probably tease what the next event is going to be. And then tomorrow it'll be in-game. So whatever that ends up being, I'll definitely cover that event in the next video that I do on Crestoria. Since I won't be summoning, my next video will be probably that event video. And of course, before this banner drops in the... Yeah, because you can see here, event and campaign preparation. So the event will be going live on the 31st. So... Oh, this time it's only going to be a 1 hour, so an hour before. So instead of at 3 a.m., or instead of 2 to 4 a.m., it's going to be 3 to 4 a.m. where the maintenance is going to be. So I guess they're starting to figure stuff out faster, but that'll be when the maintenance happens before the banners go live. So if you do decide to summon, I do wish you luck on that. Last thing I just want to say is that I have finally cleared... I wasn't able to do it for the first 2 events because there just wasn't enough time. But I have fully cleared out the event shop for this. You know, all that's left are like these things, but these things are all like farmable free to play, except for these like exchange attachment stuff, but I don't really care about that too much. But everything else down here you'll see is completely sold out because I farmed 484,000 event points and I exchanged for everything. So I'm pretty happy about that. So I have some materials for when I work on my next unit. I'm very curious. So because they don't usually match the event shop stuff with the characters on the banner necessarily. Like this last event had materials for light units, but there was no light unit on the banner. You know, the banner units are Zelos and Sophie. So I wonder what the next one will be. I would definitely not mind if we got... Fire would be fine, because I can work on Raid, because I already have Luke at 100, so I could get Raid to 100. Light and Dark would be welcome. Dark especially, because I have 4 units to work on. I have Yuri at 100, but my other 3 are not. Let's just actually take a look instead of just saying it. So yeah, Raid I could work on. If it was Earth, it's not going to be Earth again because we've already gotten Earth materials, I believe, if I remember correctly. But if we did get Earth, that would be a good excuse for me to get... since I already have a defensive unit at 100, I'd probably work on Crest before I work on Vague. It's not going to be Wind because we just had Wind. Not like I have another Wind unit to work on anyway. If we get Water, I will work on Aegis. Light, I will finish off Milla and start to work on Jude. And then Dark, I'm probably going to work on Ludger because he's the strongest of my 3 Dark units. And Yuri's okay, but he's not a powerhouse with his arts. But that's going to be it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is this a unit you're going to be summoning for? Do keep in mind that we will probably have some Halloween banners. So if Halloween outfits are something that you're into, maybe wait and see what's going to be revealed. And, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. I've only got 1,300 gems, but I've already farmed everything I can get in the game right now because I spent what I got from the story on Zelos and Sophie trying to get them, but I actually only ended... So, my entire thing during that banner was I got my 3rd dupe for Earhart here. If I have her Memoria still, so I could technically get her to 4 dupes, but I don't like doing... If I get one more copy of her, then I'll take her own Memoria and feed it in, so that way she's max limit broken. And then I did actually get a dupe for Summer Yuri, so he's a little more powerful now. But it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best experience, and so I think from now on, the banners that I'm going to be saving for are either going to be like seasonal banners or EX banners. Specifically EX banners, because those units won't come around very often, so I'll probably wait to see what EX banner comes every month. Just because, like I said, those units aren't going to come around very often, while everything else will be thrown in the general pool. And that's why I also don't want to summon for a while, because I can let the pool, grow and grow and grow, and then eventually start to get some of the stuff that I missed out on. Because for all I know, before the 1-year anniversary, I could have I could have Zelos for multiple times for all I know. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.